Hello again, this is John Wild, here to give you another look at vintage action figures. This time, we will look at LJN Toys WWF Wrestling Superstars Series 3, Part 2, The Wrestlers from 1986. In addition to the new managers, announcers, and throwback wrestlers, the 1986 Series 3 WWF Wrestling Superstars line added 7 new wrestlers and a new tag team 2-pack. Let's take a look at the figures. Corporal Kersner came in 2 variants, clean-shaven and with beard stubble. Corporal Kersner is a former United States Army paratrooper. The wrestler was an homage to John Rambo from the motion picture First Blood. Corporal Kersner had a short career in the WWF and held no titles. The magnificent Don Muraco held the WWF Intercontinental Belt and hated his nickname, Beach Bum. Special Delivery Jones came in a red shirt or a Hawaiian shirt. Special Delivery Jones was a fan favorite from Antigua. He didn't hold any titles in the WWF, but was a 3-time tag team champ in the National Wrestling Alliance. Special Delivery Jones passed away on October 26, 2008. Terry Funk. Terry Funk came with a hat and a branding iron. Terry Funk's career has spanned 50 years and included multiple short-lived retirements, and the influential hardcore-style wrestling that he pioneered in the later part of his career. In the WWF, Funk had a gimmick of carrying a branding iron with him to ringside and using it to brand his falling opponents. Terry Funk feuded with the Junkyard Dog in 1985, and he was the NWA Heavyweight Champion and the ECW Hardcore Champion. Davey Boy Smith and the Dynamite Kid, the Bulldogs as they were known. Along with Davey Boy Smith's brother-in-laws, Bret Hart and Jim the Anvil Neidhart, were brought into the World Wrestling Federation after Vince McMahon bought out Stampede Wrestling. While in the WWF, the Bulldogs began a long-running feud with Hart and Neidhart, who were known as the Hart Foundation. The Bulldogs also feuded with the Dream Team, Greg Valentine and Brutus Beefcake. At WrestleMania 2, with Captain Lou Albano, Ozzy Osbourne, and Matilda in their corner, the Bulldogs defeated the Dream Team for the WWF World Tag Team Championship. Davey Boy Smith passed away on May 18, 2002, and the Dynamite Kid is now confined to a wheelchair from injuries sustained while wrestling. Randy Macho Man Savage. Randy Savage won 29 championships during a 32-year career. He held 6 world championships between the WWF and the WCW, having won the WWF World Heavyweight Championship twice and the WCW World Heavyweight Championship 4 times. In June 1985, Savage signed with Vince McMahon. Billed as the top free agent in pro wrestling, Savage's first appearances on Tuesday Night Titans featured several established managers, including Bobby the Brain Heenan, Jimmy the Mouth of the South Hart, and Classy Fletty Blassie offering their services to Savage. He eventually declined their offers and chose Miss Elizabeth as his new manager. His gimmick was a crazed, egomaniac bully who mistreated Miss Elizabeth and threatened anyone who even looked at her. Randy Macho Man Savage passed away on May 20th, 2011. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. At WrestleMania 3, Ricky Steamboat defeated Randy Savage for the Intercontinental Championship. This highly influential match was considered an instant classic both by fans and critics and was named the 1987 Match of the Year by both Pro Wrestling Illustrated and the Wrestling Observer. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat often teamed with the Junkyard Dog and George the Animal Steele. Wait, speaking of the animal, I missed him on the Series 2 video. So here we go. George the Animal Steele, a true crazy heel. George the Animal Steele acted like a wild man in the ring, tearing up the turnbuckle with his teeth and using the stuffing as a weapon, as well as sticking out his green tongue, an effect accomplished by eating green chloride breath mints. He turned good during the first episode of Saturday Night's Main Event when his partners in a 6-man tag team match, Nikolai Volkov and the Iron Sheik, abandoned him to his opponents, Ricky Steamboat and the U.S. Express, Barry Windham and Mike Rotundo, leading Steele to be taken under the wing of the Express's manager, Captain Lou Albano, who consoled him following the loss. His most famous feud was in 1986 against Macho Man Randy Savage, after Steele developed a crush on Savage's valet, Miss Elizabeth. The Series 3 WWF Wrestling Superstars action figure line was the largest addition to the line, adding 17 new figures. This was the time when WWF wrestling was at its peak popularity during the 1980s. The 1987, 88, and 89 series figures became harder to find for today's collectors, the 1989 line being very expensive to collect. This was because the decreased popularity of WWF wrestling and the subsequent distribution of the toys became less. As I have not yet completed the 1987, 88, and 89 Wrestling Superstar figure action collection, this is where our journey ends. This is a fun toy line to collect and even to customize. Series 1 through 3 figures are relatively inexpensive, so have fun and try and collect them all. I would like to thank you for watching this video on WWF Wrestling Superstars Series 3 action figures by LJN Toys from 1986. Please like and subscribe to catch my latest uploads. Until next time, ooh yeah!